No,
That
no.
is
Or option
Oh,
2,
God.
we go this way, and then we do donuts here, and then we go this way.
We can't.
Option 3,
You could also swim all the way around
we
if
go
you wanted.
this way,
Fuck.
and we party here for a little while, and we go this way.
What the fuck?
Option 4,
Who's yellow?
me,
Oh, it's you. I'm just adding some stuff on it.
this way,
Picnic?
and then we go in here, and then we go back, and we go this way.
Thank God there's a button to delete everything at once. I think. Is there?
Not that I know of.
Oh. Oh, maybe not. I thought I found it. Right. Sorry.
I kind of like the one where we do donuts over there for a little while.
Brother.
DM.
Fish.
The question is, which of these cities do they party harder in? Because that's where we want to go next.
We can't go partying without a party wagon.
Oh, we
bring the
couldn't
party
bring it.
wagon.
We
Don't
have
remind
to leave this
me.
place to go
We have to-
party.
All right, we have to bring it with us.
Yeah,
We have to find a
yeah,
bigger. We have to find a bigger door. And bring it with us.
Let
Sooner we
horses
leave, the
drink,
sooner we can
from
party.
the fountain.
Listen, if the invaders were able to bring all that stuff down, then we have to. There has to be a way to bring one measly little wagon down.
Wait, so you want to go back to the surface and bring back a wagon down here for
Yeah.
party purposes?
I don't think so.
I mean, there's still technically
here-
we still have at least a barrel of booze in the party wagon.
We go back to the wagon, we bring it back down with us, and then we proceed to liberate the oppressed citizens of their sobriety. It's easy.
That is a plan I can get behind. I vote for this.
What is happening right now? What the fuck?
All right.
Let's
Well, I
move on.
think. Right. Steve's ignoring us and talking to chat.
No, I listened to all of it.
Maybe.
No, go on.
Steve, so just a quick refresher. Arte, where is the rest of their family located, or other members of their family?
So you guys have found her sister, or their sister, Harmonia. Their mother is still missing. They have not been able to contact them, but they think that they'd be somewhere either in the Fields of Judgment or at the House of Hades.
Okay, got it. So we have to go to the Fields of Judgment either way.
Yeah,
I think
the only way to get to the House of Hades is through there.
the fastest. What we should do is
Oh.
just take the shortest route through the Fields of Mourning and go to
So-
Penthos.
This way was more dangerous. This way takes
Right.
longer, but is safer.
Right. I think we should go through the Fields of Mourning.
I'm also voting for the field morning.
I'm
This
not
way.
much of a morning person though.
Here, I'll draw us in here as a little visualizer. There's me. Here's Wolfira down here.
Sweet.
Oh, it's to scale.
Does someone if someone has a different color, can you put a little wizard hat on, please? Here's Varian's gonna be up here with me.
My map. Why is the hat so tall?
The bigger the hat, the more potential the more potent the magic. There we go.
Give him some fur. And a big sword. Like this. There.
Perfect.
There's us in the Fields of Mourning. That's the way we want to go. Alright, good
True,
plan,
right.
gang.
Now that you've drawn another map, I think this ink is permanent. I agree with this plan.
Arte's got a rag, like trying to erase it, just like smearing it all over. Just like shit.
But we do need to get you a top hat now. I think you would look good in one.
Oh,
Well, maybe the shop had one, but I don't think we can go back to that. Too late to buy one.
Yeah, it's true. I don't think you
out
would
of,
give us a
character,
discount.
out of
anyways.
character, Steve, I had a question about the frying pan.
Uh huh.
Oh, no.
I was looking at its stats.
Mm-hmm.
Is it actually 1d10 plus 1d12?
No. Wait.
Damn.
Whoops.
Because I was when you added it to my sheet, I was looking at its stats. I didn't use it in combat because I was still using the hammer. But I was looking at its damage, and you have like a random d12 of additional secondary damage in here.
It's. Wait.
Thank you. Okay. I was just checking.
Wait. Give me 1 second.
I wasn't sure if it was like magical or if it did fire damage or what.
Ah. Okay.
Yes.
So,
You want me to just take that off or?
yeah, I don't know how it got there.
Okay, I'll take it off.
There we go. It's just supposed to be like a better Warhammer, a better magical Warhammer type thing.
It is still better.
Juicy +1.
I was
200
like, dang,
damage.
that's a lot of damage. I'm not. That's one reason why I didn't use it. I was like, I don't know if that's right.
Okay. Oop. All right.
All right. So Ibrin wants to ask Arte what they can tell us about the Fields of Mourning and Penthos.
Well, the Fields of Mourning is one of the sections of punishment for evildoers. Essentially, it's not as bad as the Fields of Punishment, but it's still not good. Penthos is essentially just a fortified fort for the denizens that work here to stay in.
Is it much larger than Hypocrisy?
No, it's just like a small fort. It's not even. I wouldn't even call it a town, really.
Do you think it's been taken over by these cultists? Well,
It's-
probably has.
It's hard to say. It's more fortified than any of the cities. So it's possible that the Fuller Pades still have control of it, but I have no way to know.
Well, I guess there's only one way to find out for sure, right?
I mean, if we do have allies there and they still hold control of it, then it's another little safe haven for us, and possibly some allies to help us proceed further towards the House of Hades.
I'm inclined to follow you, so I'll go wherever you go. Hello, Miko.
I
Welcome.
mean, if we are able to stop off in Penthos, it'll give us an opportunity to resupply as well.
That's true.
Plus, even if other routes are safer, the truth is we don't know how much time we have.
That's true. The longer we spend out here, who knows if it could be getting worse over there.
Exactly. All right. Well, bye, Niesel.
He's already like locked himself in his house.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get out of town as quickly as possible before other more of the occupiers show up, I guess.
Okay.
Understood.
Smornation.
Oh no.
So you guys are headed towards the gate into the fields of morning, is what I kind of gathered.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as you guys leave the town, you'll see a lot more of the flying demons kind of starting to descend down into the town.
Whoa.
And you guys kind of make your way back into the mists and sort of marshy, swampy type terrain that the Asphodel Fields are. And as soon as you kind of leave the town, like before, the shades of the underworld, they are just kind of milling about, will kind of see you. And they'll kind of just slowly start to follow you.
See these guys again. They didn't really help us out too much last time, did they?
I think they masked our presence just a little bit, but
Oh, that's true. Well, suppose. I mean, they got nothing better to do. This is probably the most interesting thing that's happened for them in eternity.
that's very sad for them.
That is pretty sad.
Yep.
Alright, well, let's go.
Onward.
Arte, can you lead the way to the gate?
Of course. And Arte will kind of begin trudging off. She's going to kind of give like glances at these shades that are kind of following you guys. Just like it makes me nervous that they're just kind of following along with us, but I suppose they can't do us any harm either.
Well, they didn't. I suppose if they did mean us harm, then they would have done so on our way into the city initially.
That's true. And she'll kind of keep trudging along. And eventually, like, the amount of shades that are following you guys become, like, it's like a heavy amount. It's almost like trying to walk through fog as you guys kind of walk through these, like, kind of ghost-like bodies. And eventually, they all clear out, and you are in a small little grassy field. And in the center of it seems to be what looks like a small little temple. Arte is going to turn to you guys like, I don't know what this is. This shouldn't even be here.
Where on the map is it?
You guys are about halfway to the gate at this point.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, right where the yellow line crossroad is.
Oh, true.
Wait, so you've never seen this before? But it looks like something that has been here a while.
It's true. I mean, it looks old, and it's not on any map that I've seen. I've never encountered this before.
Should we take a closer peek then?
How close are we to the gate?
We should be about halfway to the gates to the Fields of Morning.
I suppose we should take a look. If it is something that was erected by the invaders, then destroying it or disrupting it could be beneficial.
No, I'm not too sure how we're gonna destroy that, but
or at least, disrupting whatever purpose it was put here for.
Oh,
Steve, you
slow.
said the shades
All right,
were
Alarin, go give us
dissipated.
go give us a little look in, Alarin. We'll be right behind you as always.
I was gonna say I'll slowly turn over to Alarin and just like make eye contact and wait.
What were you
How
asking, Hannah?
close? You said as we got to the little thing, the shades kind of like dissipated and fell off, right?
Yeah, so they now are sort of like, you guys are in like a small grassy field, and there's like a huge circle of these shades kind of all the way around the field.
But they won't come any closer.
Correct. They seem to be they seem to just they're not moving any closer. Correct.
All right, Alarin, you get in there. Ebron's gonna go make a protein shake while he waits. I'll be right back.
But okay. Well, I guess I'll go take a look.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, what does it kind of look like? What do I guess. Yeah.
So it looks sort of just like a small like stone building. You see that like if you get a little closer, you see that like the outside is covered in like dirt and roots.
Interesting.
And like, how are you walking into it, or are you just trying to like look at it from afar? What are you doing here?
Does it? I'm assuming it's kind of in the middle.
Yeah, it's in the exact center of this like little grassy field that you're in.
Interesting.
All right, I'm back.
I will. Does it look like anybody's been around it recently?
Does not.
From where we are, no.
Mm-mm.
I'll kind of start walking up towards it.
Okay.
Not in a hurry, but
As you approach and get a little closer, you can kind of see it looks like kind of around the base of it there is like a large amount of dirt that kind of goes all the way around it. And again, like the sides, the ceiling, they seem to be covered with like roots and dirt all over it as well.
does it look like it almost came up out of the ground?
It kind of does. The front entrance has some large roots kind of draped across it. There is no door other than these roots that are kind of like falling down from it.
So Alarin's investigating it.
Mm-hmm.
Ebron is like taking a moment to like examine his hammer, and he sees that like starting to look a little beaten up, like especially from that last battle, like swinging it and hitting the window frame and stuff, and the demon's armor, like the head of the hammer is looking a little like nicked, and like he sees some like little cracks starting to appear along the shaft, and he's going to like stow it as best he can and take out the frying pan and give it a few like practice swings.
Oh yeah, it feels good. It's like oddly balanced.
Yeah, feel like the weight of it and stuff like that. And like getting it, and he's gonna like give a little like satisfied nod. That's all. Just testing it out.
Alan, what are you up to? What are you doing?
I am confused. How does something just appear from out of the ground like this? I'm actually not gonna get any closer without anybody else. Because I don't trust this. It looks weird. And I
How,
haven't seen anything like it.
how far back are we?
You guys tell me. You guys were probably like roughly like
I don't know,
80
like-
feet from it when you guys came into the clearing.
No. Yeah, so
I
probably
was
only
gonna
like
say I was about like 40.
yeah, we're
I
probably
didn't want to get too close.
about 80 feet back. That's actually not that far.
Yeah, not at all. Ooh. I'm just waiting. I'm just staring at Ebron swinging his frying pan and looking in the distance to see if Alarin needs any help. Even though it's not too far at all.
Everything okay?
It looks like it came out of the ground, not like anybody built this.
Like a carrot?
Kind of, yeah. I guess. That works.
Maybe it has like a whole bunch of carrots inside of it. Like a little carrot house of carrots.
I mean, maybe.
Sprung out
Wow.
of the ground. Well, let's. All right. Well,
As you
guess
as you guys are talking, you hear this sort of like bell toll. It seems to be coming from inside the little stone building. And it tolls just once, and as the sound reverberates across the field, all the grass begins to wither.
That is definitely
Ooh.
not the house of carrots.
Nope.
Part of me is tempted to just keep on walking by and act as if it never happened.
I mean, but if it's something that was summoned here or brought here by the
Could
by
it be
the
like
invaders,
a waypoint
then
of some sort?
it could at least offer us. There might be some sort of useful information within.
Well, do
Alright.
you want to go in?
Yes.
I kind of do as well.
I mean, it did just ring a bell and kill all the grass around it.
I'm not dead.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm feeling perfectly fine. The bell can't touch me.
I mean, it's good to know that you're not made of grass. That's
Ibrin will
We don't know that.
walk up to where Alarin is.
Okay.
I'll follow along.
Yeah, same.
So is there just like a very obvious entrance?
Yes, there's a single entrance, no door, but there are several routes that are kind of like strewn about, like coming down from the like the outside that kind of cover the entrance up a little bit.
All right, Alarin, would you like me to go first?
Sure.
Well, you
I
know the
mean-
formation.
That's right. All right.
As you guys are kind of deliberating about this, you guys hear the bell toll again, just one single time, and the rest of the grass kind of dies away, and new grass begins to sprout in its place.
Huh. Do I have are the roots like thick and hardened? Do I have to like cut them away, or can I just like push past them?
You can just push past them.
Okay. So Ibrin will do so and like start to step in.
Okay. As you step in, you kind of enter what seems just to be one singular room. It's completely dark.
Does
You're
anyone
about
have
to have
dark
Twitch.
vision? Can anyone
Oh.
see anything?
I'll step
I
in
do.
with Ebron.
I do have a torch.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll-
I do have a lantern.
Not
I'll step in.
necessary.
I'll
I have
step
dark
in as well.
vision.
I would like to see as well as I cast light on my carrot.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. The room lights up. You guys are in just like this sort of cold stone room. At the far end of the room looks to appear to be some sort of altar. There is a large symbol on the floor. It looks like a bundle of grain over a clock. There seems to be a small box on the altar.
Is there like, do we see a bell,
Wait a second.
or is it?
You do
Oh,
not.
I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we do, because that casts light.
Yeah, so there is a single bell kind of just hanging from the ceiling above you.
Well,
Huh.
I'm sorry, Steve. What
Did-
was in the room?
So on the floor, there's a symbol of a bundle of grain, kind of over a clock face, and then an altar with a small box on top of it, and a bell hanging from the ceiling.
Do you want to take a peek at what's in the box?
I
Chinese,
do.
perhaps.
I do. The small box was on the altar.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody here recognize a symbol on the floor first before I go try to touch the box?
And it's like grain, not a clock. That's all I got.
Does any? Can I roll to see if I would know anything about it?
Yeah.
What
oh,
would
I
you
can
like
do that
to
too,
roll?
actually.
Aha. There
I
we
will
go.
also roll to see if I recognize the symbol, if possible.
Yep.
Would you like a religion or a history check?
I'll take either from you, Bear.
What would you like from me?
Whatever makes the most sense for your... Like, would your character know much about the world's religion?
Maybe from stories, but maybe not much else.
Rather than you can roll to make a little religion check.
Okay. 11 on history for Bear.
Bear with an 11. You vaguely remember seeing this symbol around when you would explore caves with your father and the other explorers. You don't quite remember what it means. Alarin, this symbol definitely has some importance religious-wise. But you can't quite, like, put your finger on, like, who it belongs to. It is very old.
Out of character, I'm having a moment of I think I know who this is, but I can't put that in.
Not me. My Greek pantheon has completely escaped me. Oh wait, I think I know who it could possibly be, but maybe not.
There's a couple that it could be, but
Nope, never mind. I'm lost.
does Arate recognize it?
Oh, I forgot Arte exists. I'm so sorry. She is gonna wait outside unless you guys beckon her inside. She's tending to her sister.
How
Ebern
far
is-
outside is she?
Hmm.
Never mind. I'm gonna go take a look at the box
Yeah, just go for the box. Do it.
carefully.
On the box, there are many engravings. The top of the box depicts what looks like the four seasons. And then on the front of the box, it sort of depicts what looks like almost like the life cycle of man.
Can I just take the box and not open it yet?
Do you pick up the box?
Mm,
The music stopped. It just like a really awkward silence.
Do it. I think you're
You just
overthinking
turned-
this, Alarin.
Probably.
I think you're greatly overthinking this. Would you like one of us to open it, Alarin?
So, what are you doing?
Ebern will pick up the box.
Okay, you pick up the box,
Oh, there you go.
and as you do, you'll hear the sound of what sounds like the ticking of a clock begin.
It's quite ominous, isn't it? He opens it.
Inside, sitting on a little cushion, is a clock with what seems to be runes inscribed all around the edge of it. Sort of think like a large pocket watch.
Would I recognize these runes?
They seem to be arcane in nature. It's possible.
I would like to roll a check
Okay.
to see if I recognize them. What would you like me to roll?
Either Arcana or History. Whoa, big 19. With a 19, you'll kind of like remember back to maybe deciphering some of the like hieroglyphs and stuff that you might have seen in past caves, and it seems to be you're able to make out some of them, talking about time and possibly going forward in time. They're not able to piece together the whole story.
Nyla.
Hello. That is one pretty clock.
You're
Like, very pleasant.
you know things about time.
I am a chronology wizard.
You know how to tell time.
Chronergy. That's the term.
Chronology.
Here, you hold this. And he's gonna toss it to her.
How big is this clock?
It's like pocket watch sized.
Okay. Yeah, I'll grab it and.
It'll kind of shrink
Take a peek
down
at
to
it.
like a manageable size for you as you pick it up.
Oh.
Oh,
Honey.
what if it shrank like midair knowing she was gonna catch it? That's so cool.
Well, taking a peek at it, would I recognize anything about it?
So as you catch it,
Oh.
you have a quick flash, and in your mind, you see yourself casting a spell, and then jumping forward in time, and using that spell in a future bout of combat. And you kind of snap back to the present.
So I see myself casting a spell and using it outside of combat?
It's like you cast a spell into the clock,
Okay.
and then you jump forward in time, and
Oh.
you appear next to yourself, casting that same spell you casted into the clock.
Oh. So it's like storing a spell for later use?
Mm-hmm.
I see. And while I'm having this flashback, I'm just staring into the distance, like not blinking anything like that.
Her eyes are rolled up in her head. She's drooling out of the corner of her mouth a
No.
little bit.
Guys, I think we lost her. I think we lost her.
No, I'll come back. I'll go back to myself and be like, oh, that was quite interesting, isn't it? I'm either lacking sleep or I had some sort of vision concerning this item. Something about
Well, I think given the nature of where we are, having any sort of vision isn't really that out of the ordinary.
You mentioned symbols on it, Steve.
Yes.
Do I recognize the symbols?
They look to be arcane in nature.
Can I roll Arcana?
Oh, you betcha.
Let's see.
Jesus
Hey.
Christ.
Tell us everything you know about these runes.
I know
DM.
chronology shit.
Every single one of them in detail. Tell us about their families.
All right, with the 28. The runes on the symbol, like the runes around it, mention jumping forward in time, and being able to like help your future self. It mentions the very old god Kronos.
Yo. There we go.
And with a nat 20, for all intents and purposes, it is so just sort of like a thing of spell storing. So you can store one spell in there, any slot level, and use a bonus action to cast said spell when you like.
Does it require attunement?
It does.
Okay. Yeah, I'll of course relay the information. Explaining that it is. I don't know your gods, of course, being from somewhere else entirely, but I do see the name Kronos somewhere around here, along with
Mischievous.
the explanation on how it works. It is meant to store spells and use it at later use, which is quite appealing. I don't think Steve. Let's say, theory-wise, Varian attuned to it, and I cast a spell on it. Can he use it, or does it have to be the caster that uses the thing? The one that casted the spell.
It's got to be the one that's attuned to it.
Okay. And I'm afraid that only spellcasters are able to put it to good use. So I don't think anyone minds if I kept it. Right? It's mine. Yoinked.
I'm good with it. That's fine.
I'm just staring at it, like watching the clock tick.
I kind of lean into Ebrin. Is that thing like cursed? She hasn't taken her eyes off of it, just moving for like 5 minutes now. But she hasn't blinked either.
Maybe it's just a wizard thing. I don't know. I'm afraid to touch her. Maybe she might get like brain damage or something if we shake her out of it.
We should probably just shoot you with a firebolt or something.
Yeah. I will. Ebern will like wave his hand in front of her eyes.
Yeah, I'll look up. Blinking a few times. This has been like a good minute since I blinked at all. What is it? Did you find anything else?
No. How are you doing?
I'm doing
Feeling all
perfectly
right?
fine. I to be fair, it'd been quite some time since I'd seen an actual clock. I always been around hourglasses and such, so a proper clockwork clock is not something I'm used to seeing.
That's like an upgrade. Now you don't have to count those individual little grains of sand to know what time it is. That's how hourglasses work, right?
Not quite, not quite. Not this one, as I present the hourglass that's actually currently empty. If I do say, let's say, 30 seconds in my own language, it's gonna fill up for the amount of sand it needs to take down for 30 seconds. So it's more of a timer, not quite to know the time and such.
Oh, well, now you have everything covered.
Oh, that is true. I don't think the time matters here, though. But it is pleasant. I like the thickened sound it gives.
Well, like, just don't stare at it for too long. We don't want to lose you.
I'll put it away. As I put it in my messenger bag.
Well, I don't know if that's. I mean, it doesn't really feel like something that's out of place down here. Does it?
No,
I
not
mean, maybe
really.
this is just where it's been this whole time. But
Or maybe it's a way for some other gods to show that that we have their support somehow. Just a gift from them.
actually, Nyla, I think that's actually a really wise guess. We've been down here for so long, I hadn't even thought about the other gods. And you think they can see us down here?
Oh, I'll be
I feel
honest, I
like
have
they
no clue.
probably know one way or
Well,
another.
I guess we can just continue onward then, right?
I would think so. I don't think there's anything else
Do we
here
want
at
to?
all.
Mm. How high up is the bell?
How big is the bell? Is it like those giant bells?
It's a pretty
I
large
want to
bell.
bring the bell.
Bring the brass bell.
It's a pretty large bell.
Mm.
You can have it if you carry it. I guess we're not carrying it.
Dang.
Looks like it's as big as she is.
I know. That's the point.
All right. Well, Ebron steps outside.
Yeah, I'll also step outside.
Okay.
No, that one's dead as well.
Artie will give you guys a nod. She's like alright. Everything okay?
Everything's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, it seems to be fine. How's the grass looking, Steve?
As you guys kind of step out, the bell will toll and all the grass will wither once again.
Interesting.
Suppose we'll just leave it be for now.
Question for you guys. So, since this is the underworld, do you think like if grass dies above, it comes down here?
Oh no.
Or
It's a good
Like-
question.
so since this grass is dying right now, is there like an underworld?
Arte?
CPR. Arte, quick. CPR.
Yes.
Important question.
Mm-hmm.
When plants die, do they come to Hades too?
I think they have their own like special grass underworld. I don't know. I've never seen I've never seen a blade of red grass come through the. I suppose this is the grass that's died and has been come back. I don't know.
And now that I think about it, I haven't seen any dogs or cats down here either.
Oh, all the cats are in the City of Heroes.
Oh, good. I was worried.
What
Pog.
about the dogs?
Oh, we don't talk about that.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay, well,
We talk about
It's
all
just-
dogs go to Olympus, right?
Yeah, all dogs go to Olympus. Yep.
Oh, Steve, I
Uh-huh.
was curious. I was gonna say before my eyes had died. I want to take a peek in my herb pouch. Like I have a little component on my messenger bag meant for herbs and such, and I want to take a peek at my lotus flowers. Did they wither away as well?
No.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, did my weed wither away, Steve?
No, all your stuff in your bags are fine.
Oh, good. I'm saving that still. All right, well, let's carry on.
Hold on.
Yes,
Just
I'm ready to proceed.
real quick, just thinking about it now. Does anyone still have any gillyweed on hand by any chance?
No,
No?
no.
Okay. It's gonna be like if we have any gillyweed and milk, we can just like create like a potion that we just throw at whoever's leading them and just make them just lose their britches.
And does it work that way? I think
have
it's an
no clue.
overtime thing, so we don't have to like
They'd also
kill
like,
time and wait.
wouldn't they have to drink it?
What if they
Force them
like
to
it?
drink. Oh, we could force them to drink it.
Look, if they like it,
That's
then something is seriously
No,
wrong with
that's
them.
cruel. That's very cruel. Can't
Yes,
we
sir.
just smash their brains out? Do we have to punish them like that?
Yes.
I mean, for how much they put us through, I would honestly agree that we should probably punish them a little bit. Yeah.
All right, well, we can discuss this while we walk.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you guys begin walking to the gates of Field of Morning, and very quickly you guys can kind of see that there's like a large wall up ahead. In between it, you see what looks like to be like a small little like guard gate. And as you guys kind of slowly approach, Arte is going to be visibly nervous because there should be guards outside of this. Shouldn't just
Why
be,
is that?
well, just to make sure nobody accidentally wanders into the Fields of Morning and vice versa. We don't want anybody getting out.
Oh, Mr. DM, can you describe this wall for me?
Oh yeah, so it's just sort of like this large stone wall. It's sort of like purplish black. It sort of shimmers. There are different like gemstones kind of littered throughout the wall. It just extends all the way up to the like sort of very high ceiling. And kind of carved into it seems to be these like large pillars. And the pillars are sort of carved to look like long, sort of like skull-like faces. There's a like wrought iron gate sort of across it. Small
That is
little
quite
hut.
morbid, isn't it?
There's a small little wooden hut out front. And as you guys get closer, you will see several reddish imps that kind of look like Kneasel, and they are unmoving and limp on the ground. There seems to be kind of blood splatters all over as you guys get closer.
Oh no.
Are the guard you mentioned?
They were, yes.
Hmm.
And you guys will see there has been a hole blasted in the wrought iron gate.
That's not good.
Eben will approach the bodies in the shack.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. And I want to cast Mage Armor. I forgot last time.
Okay. As you guys approach, the shack is very small. It's got like kind of a large window it appears to be broken. Inside are two other bodies, both sort of the same sort of reddish imp that Kneasel was. There just is like a small table and some chairs in there that have been kind of like upturned. It looks like there is quite the scuffle inside.
I want to go over to one of the body and kneel down. And if he's like face down, I'll like flip him over and I will see like if I can determine the like cause of death, like how he died and such.
Oh, so many stab wounds.
Oh. I was expecting like British and Jay. No, he's dead.
Yeah, he's there's blood everywhere.
Imp kebabs.
Do we see any other corpses than just like the guards?
All you see are the guards.
Well, these people didn't stand a chance whatsoever.
Without somebody guarding the gates, that who knows what has already gotten out of the fields of mourning.
So you mentioned there was like huts.
There's just like one small like wooden like hut kind of outside the gate.
Right.
It was a large window, and there's a door as well. The window's been smashed in. There are two more red imp bodies inside. There's like an overturned table and a couple chairs inside as well.
Is there any sort of like containers to search and such?
There's a one small wooden chest inside.
Ooh. Can I lift it off the floor?
Yeah.
I'll pick it up. And can I investigate the chest to see if it's like gonna explode when I open it?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
Seems fine.
I am very distracted by the clock. It's sticking in my bag, and I just love it. Opening the chest.
As you open the chest, inside you don't see much. There are a few pairs of like extra clothes that would look like they would fit these little imp guys. And like a pitchfork.
A pitchfork.
Yeah, or yeah, like a combat pitchfork. I don't know what you would call it.
Oh, I see. I see, like a trident type of thing.
Exactly. Thank you.
Does it look like a normal trident? Nothing too special about it.
Nothing too special. There's also like a net.
Ooh, I'll grab both.
Okay.
And I'll bring it over to Varian. And present the gift of a net and a trident. I found these. We can, we can capture someone with a net as I like motion to it, and we can do the gillyweed thing.
The the net is like,
the way you think.
it's like a weighted net. So yeah, it's meant to like.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like
Yeah.
gladiator type of net. Where you just toss it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'll just capture someone trying to flee like last time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Do
honestly,
you
I mean,
want
that
it?
worked out pretty well. But yeah, I'll take it. I mean,
Do you want a
honestly, I don't-
trident? I don't know what you're gonna do with that. You can throw it.
Yeah, I could throw it. Yeah, I don't think that'd be a bad idea. You're not sure. I'll take it.
Alright, I'm handing over the net and trident. I'm afraid there was nothing else that was too interesting, except clothes. But that's probably only gonna fit for me, either me or Alarin. Alarin, do you want clothes? And clothes.
Eh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't want them either.
How fancy are these clothes?
How fancy are the clothes to you?
Just like just a normal common clothes, like tunic with the symbol of
Oh.
Hades on the front.
Ooh,
Hmm.
I don't want it. Well,
Nah, I'm good.
I don't want it either. But Arte, what do you think we should do something about these corpses? Do you want to like give them a burial somehow? I don't know if we have the time, but
I don't. Ideally, yes. But we are a bit pressed for time.
do you want to line them up inside the hut so they don't stay out and well, there's no sun, but stay outside?
Yeah, I think that would be nice. They'll
Well,
start
but
kind of dragging him
yeah.
in there.
best to get started. As I don't do anything. It's too heavy.
Oh my god.
Even will help. As they're doing that, he's gonna like kind of turn to Arte. Arte, surely it can't just be. I know that you were worried about the gate being breached, but surely it can't just be one simple gate dividing these fields of Hades. It has to be some sort of divine barrier, right? I feel like an iron gate must certainly simply be like a symbolic thing.
Normally there would be a lot more divine magic at play here, but with Hades gone and the underworld starting to crumble, I'm assuming all that magic that's in place is gone. I mean, you guys were able to make it through that portal to down here. Which doesn't happen very often, if at all. So I would assume just most of whatever protections are in place are obsolete at this point.
Once this is all said and done, I'm sure Hades will be able to put it right.
I most certainly hope so. And after you guys get all the bodies inside, she'll thank you for helping me with that. She'll put like a hand on your shoulder, Ibrin. We should get a move on.
How does it feel? Weird?
What?
Oh, I was asking you how it felt.
How
does her touch feel? Is it like
it's cold?
Yeah. Well, she is an alien, so.
Alien? Jesus.
That's fine. Ebert is fine with it, so he doesn't mind. All right, well, let's carry on.
Okay, so you guys are going through the gate.
Yeah. I do have a question for you, Steve. Do you have the description of the clock? Like what it does and such, or do you want me to do it manually?
I don't have it. I just have it written out like on a piece of paper, but I can type it up for you here by the end.
No, yeah, not quite a description, but just like what it does and how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. No worries. But yeah, I'm ready to move on.
Okay. I just gotta check my notes super quick here. I didn't expect them to go this way. Let's see. Okay, so you guys, oh, there we go. You guys cross through the gate.
Yes.
There we go. As you come out into the other side, where the Asphodel Fields were kind of like foggy and misty, a little marshy, the Fields of Morning is dark. It's almost like you are perpetually under sort of like the shadow of some sort of like tree almost. And it's you just like feel this like oppressing gloom kind of wash over you as you walk into this area.
What kind of terrain are we walking into?
It's sort of just like dead grass essentially. There are trees around. They're all like twisted and gnarled and dying as well. And all around you, not really from any particular direction, is the sound of like crying.
Keep in mind that no matter what happens, we are not trying to sleep here. I refuse to try to sleep in this location. We best to move on as soon as possible.
That's a good idea. It's definitely not good to dally here. Boo hoo, go for the face. What's up, Waffle?
Suppose we can make for Penthos.
Is there anything in Pentos, Arte?
It's essentially just like a large fort. For the denizens that work here, to take breaks, to rest.
So it might be a location where we're able to rest as well.
It's possible.
Considering the hole in the gate, though, who knows?
Well,
And the dead
it's not too
ghosts.
far from the gate, so we can have a small little detour. To Pentos we go.
Okay. So Arte will start to lead the way, and as you guys are walking, her sister will kind of just be like, hey, Arte, is that you? And it sort of seems that Harmonia is kind of like starting to come to her senses a little bit. They'll embrace each other, and Arte will give like a quick recount of what's happened. And she'll turn and thank you guys. Like thank you so much for saving me.
How are you feeling?
Still groggy, but I'm starting to remember. What? I don't know where our mother is, but it would be best to try and find her. I think. I lost contact with her after the earthquake.
What do you remember about what happened?
Well, there was seemed like a large battle. Earthquake happened. There were purple-robed figures and demons. I tried to defend Hypocrisy as best I could. We tried to hole up inside the mall. And last thing I know, I was. We were eating as a group. Try and rally our strength, and next thing that was the last thing I remember.
You and many of the other citizens of Hypocrisy were subjected to tainted food that left you in a stupor.
It's a fate worse than death, if you ask me. So thank you for getting me out of there.
Don't worry, we killed the cook too.
We did bring some flowers as well. If you missed that kind of feeling.
That I can definitely assure you I did not.
Well, we have it in case you change your mind.
It's quite all right. I guess if you want to eat them and forget, go ahead.
No. No.
No.
But I'm glad you're doing okay now, at least.
I still feel a little weak, but I've finally kind of gathering myself again.
Yes, well, if anything was to happen, just stay in the back and we'll do our best. Just stay out of harm's way.
Are you feeling fit to travel with us?
Yeah. I feel like at this point I don't have much of a choice. I definitely can't stay here, and I don't have the strength to really go anywhere else. So safest option I think is to stay with you and Arte.
Arate, what can you tell us about the souls that reside here in the Fields of Morning?
It's a lot of them are people that fill their lives with lust and with greed, and let that fuel their lives. There are many too that are here that died of a broken heart as well. Sort of a mixed bag of folks.
But you say it's not as dangerous as the Fields of Punishment?
Oh, definitely not as dangerous, but there are still some here that did not do enough evil necessarily to go to the Fields of Punishment. But we're still led their life by evil.
Those souls in the Asphodel fields seemed harmless, but we should certainly keep our guard up here.
Yes, there are definitely some souls here that, if not under watch, can definitely do a little bit of harm.
Well, let's continue on towards Penthos and at least get some idea of what's happened to the fort.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. And she'll start marching towards Penthos. And as you guys kind of get closer, you'll see this sort of large stone fort kind of appear at the edge of your vision. And as you guys get closer, you'll see there's a large billowing of smoke coming out from one side of it. And you can see that a large stalactite?
Something like that.
Yeah, the ones that grow from the ceiling has fallen and crushed part of one of the gates.
There's a ceiling?
Yeah.
How high? If we look up, do we even see a ceiling?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've never looked up.
same.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like you guys are underground, with like a sort of like a large stone ceiling above you that kind of glitters with different gemstones.
Oh, I
Pretty.
thought the
Was
I
it?
thought the
Wait, was it
ceiling
like
the
this in the
same
Asphodel
stone.
fields, or is
It's
it
been
this
like
new?
that the whole time.
I never looked
Oh,
up.
I never
Ever.
looked up.
I think I described it, but I mean, like when you we like got here and then stopped playing for months. So it was like months
Right.
ago that we described it.
I never looked up.
I
Oh, what
thought
do you
the
know?
ceiling was like the same kind of material like the river Styx, like a smoky ceiling.
I
Super
thought there
high
was
up.
no ceiling. I thought it was just another realm that we were in, with like
Huh.
darkness above us or gray
Oh, I see.
sky or something. Well, there's a ceiling. All right, watch out. I guess watch out
The
for those
ceiling is
things
shiny.
crushing us from now on. Never crossed my mind before now, but can happen. So a stalactite fell and crushed which part of the fort?
What are the gates? I think.
Yeah. I think it was either part of the gate or just the front gate.
Ebrin will slowly approach, cautiously. Frying pan drawn and ready.
I'm doing the same.
I will follow them.
I do have a question, but I see you typing to me, giving me the description and such.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll wait for the question.
Nyla,
Yes.
do you think it would be unsanitary to fight with this frying pan? Potentially, like, kill somebody with it, but then also use it for cooking?
Yes.
Yeah, I
It would
suppose
be
you're
like
right.
using a chef knife to stab someone, then take care of some cooking right after.
Well, what if I cleaned it really good?
No, that is still not working.
Well, do you think it would be better used for cooking or for fighting?
Why would you use it for fighting?
I mean, it's a
Well,
really
it's
big frying pan. I'd
well,
say
you
if it feels
see,
good to swing it, swing it.
well, and my hammer's starting to get a little worn. I just noticed after we left the city,
Oh,
and
well,
I'm worried about it possibly failing me in combat.
I might be
Whereas the
able to
frying
fix it
pan,
tomorrow morning.
the frying pan feels quite solid, and we did see the cook swinging it to good effect. I thought I would probably do the same
I feel
since I
like it could be
could bring it with me.
anything that the
But we
cook
could
would
also
kill.
use it to make the biggest omelet ever known to man.
Right. But the issue is like the cook would have swung anything and it would have been pretty effective. It was very large. It could be swinging Alarin at you and it would be as
What?
effective. Not me,
True.
though. Not me. I'm small and fragile. Um, but I don't know. I might be able to fix your hammer tomorrow if it's being problematic. Tomorrow morning, that is. After we sleep, if we have a morning.
Well, let me
But
try hitting someone with the frying pan, and I'll let you know.
I'm sure it's gonna make a pleasant sound. I have no doubt about that. A very satisfying, very, very, very satisfying sound. Well, if you don't plan on cooking with it, sure. But if anything, we have rations. What are you gonna be cooking here anyway? Yeah, just use it. Just use
I
it.
was just thinking about the long term.
Oh, we can buy a frying pan for cooking, and you can use this one for bunking.
2 frying pans? Suppose.
Dual wield frying pans.
That's a great idea. Oh, but my shield. I do like that. Alright, well. Ebern will approach the damaged gate of the fort.
Okay. As you approach closer, you peek in through the damaged gate. You kind of see inside the fort a little bit.
And how's it look?
You see several dead imps laying on the ground.
That does not bode well. But I also see no invaders.
Do we hear anything at all?
It is eerily silent, other than the sort of crying and sobbing that sort of comes from
Right.
just all around.
Ebron, he'll step through the rubble of the gate.
Okay. You're kind of in this large courtyard area. You see several buildings kind of around, with a smaller keep in the very center.
Well, suppose we should go from building to building as a group.
I agree.
Yes, I also agree. It might be best to not split the party this time around.
Right. He will head for the closest building.
Okay. As you kind of open it up, it seems to be what looks like a barracks. There are tons of beds kind of lining either side of the room. A lot of them look. A few of them are put together nicely, and other ones look like they somebody exited them quite quickly. You see what looks like a rack for different weapons on the wall closest to the door that is empty.
Is the building in pretty good shape?
It looks pretty decent, yeah. Yeah.
He'll turn back to the others. We could probably secure this building and rest here if necessary.
I don't need much rest. Maybe an hour to sit down and
A rest might be nice.
look at this clock a little bit.
Sure. Well,
Get
let's check
familiar
the
with
rest
it.
of the buildings first.
Right, we can do that.
He'll exit and move on to the next building.
Okay, the next building you come to, it looks like the doors have been blown off. Inside, you see some pews, some of them cracked in half. At the very end, you see what looks like just a small altar and a large tapestry of like the symbol of Hades, which has like a large shred down it. And you see two statues of Hades as well on either side with the familiar gash.
Almost forgot about the gash.
Do we need some rhubarb, please?
I don't think we do.
Is there
This is a bit of
anything
ghost town.
placed on the altar or anything of note?
Nothing of note. It looks like this room though has like kind of been purposely destroyed a little bit.
Shall we move on to the keep?
Well, I suppose so. It is a bit of a ghost town, and there's no sound whatsoever. So we can take a peek at the keep. Might as
I'm
well.
sure if there
There's no
are
one
survivors,
waiting.
they'd be located there.
Right.
We're going in, Steve.
Okay. As you kind of notice, the doors have been opened. There are several dead imps kind of inside. You also see inside the keep a couple of dead humans with the purple robes on.
Oh, let's go.
Go ahead,
Does it
sorry.
seem like there's any more apparent ways as to like how they died? Just from kind of having a glance over, not quite like getting up to them, but just
Which ones? The humans or the imps or both?
the humans. Does it seem like the imps kind of went and
Yeah, it looks like they died in combat.
okay.
Is this keep like just one large room, or?
There are several different doors. There's like a set of stairs that go up.
Ibrin will ready his shield and frying pan and slowly ascend the stairs.
Okay. As you get to the top of the stairs, you see kind of a long hallway with several doors on either side.
Should we make our presence known?
I suppose so, yeah. Lest we get ambushed by survivors thinking that we're
Oh, that is a good point.
other attackers. Who has the loudest voice? Nyla.
I do not.
Varian.
You said, yes, Varian. Varian is way better than me.
What exactly do you have in mind again? Just
Make our presence
Well,
known.
maybe just a friendly hello, but a loud friendly hello.
Yes.
just scream at the top of my lungs. Just hello? Is anyone there?
I- as you scream this, you'll hear kind of like a yelp from one of the rooms, like ah.
Yeah, we have a friend too.
Hello. Well,
Did he sound like a local, or did he sound like not a local?
Sounds like a local.
I think it's a local.
well,
Now,
best
that was
thing-
Steve's invoice. I could tell.
Mhm.
That's a good voice.
Thank
I'd say
you.
lower your weapon at the very least. You might spook him.
To be fair, I think it's a little late to not spook him.
Well,
As you guys are discussing
Excuse me,
this,
who goes there? Or who, I
Uh,
mean, we go there, but who are you?
you see one of the doors fly open, and a little imp jumps out. He's kind of like wielding his trident, kind of aimed at you guys, but he's like shaking. You know, you almost hear his like legs clinking together. And he's like, yeah. You're not who I expected.
Who were you expecting?
You're not dressed in purple. This one has this
No, we are not.
symbol of Hades on his armor. Perhaps.
Euban looks down at him. Euban looks down at himself like, "Oh right, I do. I forgot." Now you just lower your trident, son. Will mean you no harm.
And Verite will kind of step forward, or Arate will step forward, and he's like, you're with Arate. And he'll lower his weapon and give like a little salute. He's like, what? Shit, what was his voice? Fuck. What are you guys doing here? How did you get here?
We walked.
We came through the ruined gate from Asphodel. We're here to check for new survivors.
As far as I know, it's just me.
Go on, Alarin. I heard you.
I don't remember what I said.
Oh, what happened here?
Yeah. The everything was shaking. We thought we were fine. We lost part of the gate, and then purple robed figures showed up at the eyes, and they were swept through here and it slaughtered all my allies.
How long ago was this?
Several days ago. It's been a little while. I haven't dared leave the fort.
And I take it none remained here.
No, once they thought that they had gotten everybody, they left.
What's your name, by the way?
They call me Noxus.
Oxus. Say, do you happen to be related to a fellow named Niesel?
I think he's like a distant cousin of mine.
Oh, just curious. He looked just like him. Nice guy. We met him in the next town over.
An hypocrisy, or
Yes, as a matter of fact, we did.
is the town well?
Oh no, it's most certainly not okay.
Oh, that's not good news. I was hoping maybe we were the only one to fall.
No, we have a feeling that similar things have happened to the cities and keeps across Hades.
does not bode well.
How far are we from the gate to the Fields of Judgment?
Uh, Probably like a day's travel.
Well, we'll be resting here before we continue on.
That's fine with me. Go ahead and make yourselves at home, or as best you can. It's most of it's destroyed or whatnot, but you make yourselves comfortable, I guess.
Should we check the remaining rooms of the keep?
I don't think it would hurt.
We could, but I don't know if we're gonna find anything else.
Yeah, there's not much here. Anything useful was taken or destroyed.
This being a keep, I'm assuming that you have some sort of barrack where beds will be found. I don't think we need like a to sleep. Just having a bit of a rest.
Sure. He'll kind of lead you guys down like a few doors and into a room. There's like several beds in there.
A break sounds nice. Maybe an hour break. I don't think we need more than that unless you're injured or need some sleep.
Alarin, are you injured?
Yes.
I'm sure and sitting for an hour
in
makes you feel
pain.
better.
I got turned into a pin cushion.
I suppose we
It's
should
terrible.
take some kind of a rest.
Right. I don't think we need more than an hour, however.
What's a
Mhm.
short rest? Is that an hour?
Yeah,
Yes.
1 hour.
Yeah, we can short rest.
Yeah,
We are
I'll be
short
busy.
resting.
I'm taking a short rest, sitting on the bed
Noxus.
and attuning to the thing.
Yes.
You're on guard duty.
Okay.
All you need to do is at least just let us know when people are arriving, and
Yeah. We'll take care of it.
Okay. He'll just kind of like go and sit outside the door. Kind of like arms folded around his knees.
Oh no. Rocking back and forth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be spending my short rest attuning to the thing, figuring out how it properly work and such, taking some notes.
Okay.
My short rest.
Same.
Short rest.
It's not letting me press the short rest button.
I mean, it would just restore it like a few things, but you have to click like the dice and do it manually.
So what is it? Your hit dice plus your con modifier?
If you click a
For hit
dice, it'll
points?
tell you. Like if you click the little prompt on where a dice is written above the attacks and such. There we go. But I think you have to take them down manually.
Yeah,
Well.
you have to knock them down by one. Gosh darn it.
My brain. I'm sorry, I spaced out.
I'm just taking a little short rest, kind of lick our wounds and relax as much as we can.
Snack break. Let's see. Oh, I still have magic grapes. I hope those haven't expired.
Nah, I still look pristine. Got like a nice shine to him.
Why
I'll
were we
save
rolling
it.
hit dice? I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Why were we rolling hit dice? I'm
You're
sorry.
taking a short
Short
rest.
rest.
Okay. Nice.
It's fine. You can spend as many as you want. You spend as many as you want until you're good enough.
Or out of dice.
Or out of dice. So you have 6 of them. Use them as much as you need.
Um, Perfect.
All right. So, how's everyone feeling?
I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling perfectly fine.
I wasn't
I'm
even
feeling
hurt in
much
the first
better.
place.
That's like a pin cushion. I'll take my tinfoil hat off for a moment.
Is the sword talking?
Yeah, as soon as you take the tinfoil hat off, it's like, finally. Why don't we try to see if there's anything worth taking from this place?
They've already been through this place. Everything's been taken.
Well, we better find some shiny soon, Alarin.
I know. I agree. I'm gonna put my hat back on. At least that way I'm feeling in control of the voice with my tinfoil hat.
Alright, what are you guys doing next?
I want to put the clock to the test.
Okay.
I pretty confident I'll hop off the bed, clock in hand, hourglass in the other, or like nearby. Well, I need it, but either way, I'll be trying. Actually, I'll go to I'll leave the room and find myself like just like across the room, or across the corridor, find myself like my own room. Leave the door open,
Okay.
just in case thing goes bad. As I cast, like anyone who saw Fireball will recognize the words, even though it's in Sylvan. It's like it's like the Sylvan words for Fireball.
Uh-huh.
And I want to store it as I cast it. Like I'm pointing it at the back wall just in case.
As you cast it, you see the clock hand start to spin forward rapidly. And it begins sort of glowing this bluish silver light. And as you feel the spell take effect, nothing necessarily happens. No fireball goes off, and the light goes out on the clock.
Ooh.
And you see the hour hand is now kind of like glowing the silvery blue.
What else could I be storing in that? So many possibilities. I'll do the same, but and if I get it right, it's like it can be 2 different spells.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do the same for Vortex Warp.
And casting the spell initially to store it does use up a spell slot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm taking down the spell slots,
Okay,
and I'll find a slot to like write it down or a place.
okay. As you cast another spell, the same thing happens. The sort of runes will light up, and it'll glow that like bluish silver light. And now the minute hand is glowing.
Oh, I see. I'll return to the party. Very, very proud of myself. And show off the clock to Ibrin. Look at it. Look at how glowy it is. Filled with power.
Filled with
Ready,
what? What
Well,
did you
this
put in that?
this one, as mentioned, it is a the whole purpose is to store spells, of course. But this one, as I tap like uh onto the clock, like onto one of the glowy things. This
When
one.
she taps it, Eben is gonna like duck and cover his head.
Cheers, Hannah.
This
Thanks
one.
for the
This one is
hydrate.
for. What are you doing? This one is for fireball. Of
Nyla,
course.
that's very impressive. Just please watch where you're pointing it.
As soon as you say fireball, you see Varian's head just immediately just pulls up.
This one is
I am
for
good bed.
explore. Nothing to be afraid of. I can unleash them at will.
I'm not wholly reassured at that comment, but
I won't be pointing it at you when I do it.
okay. But it is very impressive.
It is. Think of so many things I can do with this.
Okay, I'm thinking of them right now. But maybe you could help my imagination.
Well, I'll be honest. I would have loved that any of you could have used it and I can spell on it, and at that point you're the one to be able to use it. But no, it has to be me. Because you don't know magic, of course, unlike me. But I don't know. I can't. Steve, I got a question.
Oh.
Unlike me. Sorry.
I was gonna bring it up, and I just like, oh, Todd, like, oh, maybe. It says I can unleash the thing as a bonus action. Can I? Let's say I do it. Can I still cast another spell as an action, or is it like
Yeah, you
cantrip
can.
only from there? Oh, I can rapid fire fireball.
Oh dear
Oh,
God, no,
man.
please.
I made a
Or-
mistake.
Or
God, what have you done?
you could give it to Alarin, and she could sneak it into the pocket of the enemy. And then when we walk up to them,
Oh,
and we're like, "Hello, sir. Do you happen to know what time it is? Perhaps. Good day, sir. Could you please happen to tell us the time?" And he'll be like, "Oh, but I don't have a watch." But then he might check his pocket and find it. And then he takes it out to check the time and tell us, and gets a fireball to the face.
okay. I do love the plan, but I don't know if I would be
Maybe it's too
feeling
elaborate.
comfortable. No. I do enjoy it, but I don't know how comfortable I would be leaving this such artifact in the pocket of a stranger. I don't
Ebron
think I can.
is gonna turn and look at Alarin. You're right, Nyla. Maybe Alarin can't be trusted with a watch.
It is not what I meant, but I also agree. It
No
does have a
offense,
bit of a
Alarin, but
spark
you
to
do
it.
have a penchant for shiny objects.
And this one is literally a ticking bomb. Anyone
just,
stealing it from me, I will make a fireball on them.
We'll just go with the rapid fire fireball.
Yes. Well, I'm ready to leave.
Noxus,
Yes.
you're still alive out there?
I think so.
Alright. We'll be departing now.
Oh, okay, good luck.
Alright. Well, will you be remaining here at the fort?
Most certainly. I'm not gonna travel across the fields of morning. Noxus will stay here.
What was that?
See?
Noxus will stay here.
Alright. Well, you are, as the sole remaining survivor, the chain of command falls on you. You are hereby promoted to commander of the fort and the keep.
Is that how that works?
I don't know how else it would work. There's no one here to tell me otherwise.
There's Arte.
She's probably fine with it. This is how armies work, I think.
Arte's just gonna shrug and give Nox this little pat on the back. Do your best, little buddy.
Here, take this grape.
Wait, what do I do with this?
Well, eat it, but save it for a special occasion.
Oh,
It'll revitalize you if you're feeling weak.
a grape? You just had like this random grape in your pocket?
Oh, I got a lot of random things in my pockets. In fact, I have some potions. I don't know what they do. I could give you one of those if you like.
Oh, it's quite all right. But thank you. And it'll like very carefully take the grape from you. Give you like a little.
You save that.
Little bow.
If
The
the food
grape
rations
is good.
here are getting low, or if you take any sort of injury, use that grape.
Okay, thank you.
Bro, I totally forgot I had mystery potions. What did
You
those
do.
do?
How
I
many
literally
of those
just
do you
have one line in my inventory that says 7 potions. I don't know what any of them do.
There you
It's,
go.
I bought the mixed bag.
Mm-hmm.
You did.
What do I do with those?
I'll
gonna
take one.
Drink
Next
it.
time we get in a fight, I'll drink one of those, and I will fuck
Alright.
around, and I
Yeah, why
will
not?
find out.
Let's do it. Alright, we're saving those. That's right, I spent all my money on those. I'm broke.
Ooh.
That's right, I'm broke. Alright, we're leaving.
Yeah, we're leaving. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I will follow.
Let's go.
So you guys are continuing your march through the fields of morning.
Yes.
As you guys kind of walk through this sort of gloomy, dark area, the sounds of like sobbing will start to get louder. You guys are all gonna have to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh boy.
Oh, with my
We
special.
have to play D&D.
There it is.
Whoa!
Ooh.
It's okay. I'll have you beat with a natural one here. Why is... Oh, I thought I had it on normal. Well, 19.
Well, Fury, you're gonna be taking 4 little crybaby damage.
No, I'm doing my
Oh,
chrono shift.
Psychic damage.
I'm doing my.
Ooh.
There's
Oh,
the one.
No.
Steve, is
I
it
have my
possible to use my
tinfoil
chrono
hat,
shift on that?
though. Wait, can I
Um,
still hear the
yes.
crying with the tinfoil
Wait.
hat?
I'm re-rolling.
It's actually a good question.
Yes.
Fuck. Okay.
It's not in your head. It's like it's a sound. That you
No!
Oh,
Oh my
my god.
Hey.
My +4 did not save me. My 18 score. Oh, wait, hold on. I rolled on Constitution dice and not on the saving throw thing.
Oh, so does Nyla.
I think it's the same.
It depends. Sometimes it depends. You have proficiency in Constitution saves versus regular Constitution rolls. Otherwise, it's the same.
I do have proficiency.
Oh yeah, give it that reroll then.
Oh,
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
I was going to say watch it be a natural one again, but I was like, I'm gonna hold my tongue.
No.
So as you guys are kind of bombarded by this sound, Nyla, Varian, you're fine, but Ebron and Alarin are going to suffer a point of exhaustion.
Ooh,
That's so fucked.
that
Ooh,
is
that
super
is-
fucked.
Oof.
Hmm.
Where do I even mark that on my sheet? At the bottom? I don't know where that is.
I don't know what that is either.
I think you have to like activate it from the options. I forgot.
Just note it down. It just gives you disadvantage for now, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's disadvantage on ability checks. That's it.
Okay.
I'm gonna
It's
just
fine.
stash it in my death saves for now.
I got you. I'll send a picture in the group chat we have.
No, I'm too lazy for that.
It's fine. It's gonna be there anyway.
So yeah, you, Alarna and Ebron will suffer disadvantage on all ability checks.
Yeah. There you go.
You guys are able to kind of like continue on. But like the you'll see sort of like some shades kind of in the background. Unlike the ones in the Asphodel Fields, these ones seem like dark, and their presence almost has like a sense of terror to them.
Nice.
Arte's be like they shouldn't be able to move about freely like this. It's definitely not a good sign. We should hurry.
Just keep our distance then.
Yes. You guys are able to kind of continue your way through, and eventually make it to the gates.
Oh.
Oh.
That's not so bad.
Yeah.
Oh. That's not so
Nice.
bad. Alright. Well, what's this gate look like?
This gate is sort of similar to the one that you saw in the Asphodel Fields. There are imps littered around the outside. It looks like somebody broke through the gate. Yeah, so it's a similar scene. But this time there is one dead human in purple robes.
I want to loot the human.
Sure.
Hmm?
Hmm?
What did Ebron say?
I said sure.
Oh.
Loot his ass.
As you kind of like pick through his pockets and whatnot, he's got a long sword, and he's got like a pair of shackles, kind of like in his pack, as well as a dagger.
Take the dagger and the shackles. No, how big is this longsword?
Human size, so it is quite large.
I will bring the longsword back over to the party. Ask, do any of you guys want this?
I don't need no sword.
I don't know.
I think I'm okay. And Ebron's just gonna swing his frying pan.
Hell yeah.
I think I'm pretty set.
Cool, then we can leave it. I will return it to the body. I just kind of like lay it over the body.
We need to roll some stuff. I don't want to look at those dice rolls anymore. We need to clear that chat. It's bad juju staring at that.
You got the nat ones out of the way. And Arte will mention like through those gates are the fields of judgment. It's where souls gather before it's decided where they are to be in the underworld.
Well, let's carry on.
Okay.
Is the feeling of gloom still present, or is it like much more like light?
It's still everywhere. It's still like very
Oh.
heavy.
I see. I see.
You guys going through the gate?
Yeah.
Yes.
As you step through the gate, you do leave that sense of gloom, and the like sort of sobbing cry goes away. And as you kind of shuffle into this large area, you see tons of different kind of like souls gathering, and you guys hear a familiar voice. You hear someone go, "Now, it's gonna be okay." And you hear this old lady go, "Oh, Cletus, it's awful." And that's where we'll end this session.
Oh my god.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Thank you so much for watching. And again, we are playing this live on Twitch, so if you ever want to see any of this unfold as it happens, come drop by the stream. Also, all of our players are fellow streamers, and if you like what you heard, please go check them out. They are all absolutely fantastic folks. I'll have links to their Twitch pages down in the description below as well. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you all next time. Have a good one.